Cullman, Alabama, is home to Appel Steel.
All of this is very high-intense power consumption equipment. If the power goes out in this facility, it costs this company $10,000 an hour.
This is a factory where metal meets muscle. But behind this Deep South manufacturing plant lies a surprise. It's the world's first off-grid solar-powered industrial factory. The visionary behind this self-generating energy system is Chuck Boggs from ACE LLC Solar.
The coal, the oil lobbyists all said it couldn't be done. Even the renewable people said it couldn't be done. I searched and searched and finally found an electrical engineer that thought about it, and he said, I think we can do it, Chuck. And here is the result.
This manufacturing plant is now generating its own electricity, so it's no longer reliant upon the grid. It expects not just to cut its carbon emissions, but to cut its energy bills too. Tax incentive schemes are helping businesses like Appel Steel to take the plunge, but long-term, subsidies may not be necessary. The prices of fossil fuels like oil, coal and gas fluctuate, but until recently, they've all been a far cheaper option to solar. But solar is catching up fast. Year on year, solar power production is getting exponentially cheaper. Price means nothing without performance. And one of the greatest challenges facing solar pioneers is how to make hay when the sun isn't shining. Now, one man believes he's found a revolutionary way to store solar energy.
The issue with existing batteries is that they suck, okay? They're really horrible.
Tesla founder Elon Musk has developed a new lithium-ion battery technology that's being rolled out as a consumer product.
You can actually go, if you want, completely off-grid. You can take your solar panels, charge the battery packs, and that's all you use.
Powering homes is a starting point, but by releasing this video presentation to the world, Musk's company was highlighting much more than the launch of a new product.
So we could power a small city, and we can keep going here.
In a performance tailored for a mass audience, his bold claims pointed to a reinvention of the way we power the world.
This is actually within the power of humanity to do. We have done things like this before.
Still in its infancy, this battery technology already enables Appel Steel to run its operation, day or night.
A few years ago, this would not have been possible. We collaborated with Tesla's engineering, and between their battery technology and our integration, we're able to capture energy into these batteries to run our facility.
This is the story of what we've been doing. I'm Manoj Bhargav. Nature's always smarter than we are. Let's say you come up with an invention that makes clean water out of all this huge amounts of salt water that the world has. Water everywhere, not a drop to drink. So we've got all this water, but we can't use it. Now there's a lot of places around the world, whether it's India, Africa, China, everywhere there's a shortage of water. And one of the reasons we went after water is because it is totally fundamental to human life.
All right, spray bars are holding, starting to make distillate. Cool.
Where we are right now is the RAIN project. This equipment, what it does, it turns seawater or any dirty water into fresh water.
One of the reasons why we got involved in the RAIN project is we saw a lot of lacking technologies in the market to generate what we call high-quality water, which can be used for agriculture, drinking, and industrial applications. But more importantly, it does not require any operational support.
All right, start spinning other parts.
The reason we called it the RAIN project basically mimics nature. it heats water, you have water vapor. And then you take that moisture into a different compartment, and then you distill it. The steam or vapor turns into water. So it takes energy to heat the water, and then the energy is released when you turn it back to water. So we take that energy and recycle it back to heating the water again. This little bitty machine here can do 1,000 gallons an hour. Some of the great things about it compared to what the technology is today is, one, it has no parts that are consumables. No screens or no membranes that go bad. And it can be made to make distilled water or any level of clean water. Whereas current technology will only take seawater and turn it into drinking water, but it will not turn it into water that can be used for agriculture. It still has too much salt.
This was our prototype version from 6 months ago. We learned off this version, we added some new ideas and concepts, and we built to what we believe is our next version to go into the field for commercial use.
Billy came out of automotive, so everything is made with that discipline in mind, that you're going to build a plant, and then you're going to have pop hundreds of these out every day.
As we call it, we can cookie cutter it. So we can stamp out thousands upon thousands of them.
The world's requirements are staggering. So you need to be able to build thousands of these, instead of one plant that takes 15 years to build. We don't have the time for that.
We're able to take, seawater, undrinkable, unusable for anything, and turn it into complete drinking water, literally in a matter of minutes. And the beauty is, it's a very self-contained system. You don't need a lot of infrastructure to do it. If you move something in a modular basis, you need the hoses to hook up for the water, a couple of tanks to collect the water, and electricity to run it. So it's very easy and modular system to be able to put in anywhere in the world. And when you're done, you have lovely, fresh, clean water. It's warm enough to make tea right now, but good, fresh, ready to go.
Great. How is it?
It's good. It's good distilled water. This water right here is probably at a level almost to pharmaceutical grade water.
Instead of one big desalination piece of equipment, you have a farm of these. It can either be put on the shore next to the ocean, or you create this barge which has a lot of units on it. So a barge can maybe produce somewhere between 15 and 20 million gallons a day. Right? And the question would be, why on a barge? Well, the simple answer is that's where the water is. So let's say you put it a couple miles offshore, you have this barge which has a short height because the equipment is underneath. And the reason it's underneath is because the water will just flow into it. And so you don't have to pump water in. So it flows in, doesn't kill the wildlife. You can then pipe the fresh water either on floating pipes to the land, or you can put it in tankers and bring it to land. So we're thinking of things like if you had 100 or 200 barges, let's say off Southern California's coast, all the shortfall of Southern California would be covered. And the advantage of that is that if people at that point say, well, we don't like you being there, then you say, okay, see ya, we'll go to the next place. So the answers have to be lower in energy, then it needs to be able to be made in massive scale, and then it also has to go past political issues.